everybody. I'm Aggie V. I'm your host of Queen West Unveiled. And today, I have an unusual guest. She is a chief sock executive. You might ask, what's a chief sock executive? Because that's what I did. What's that? Anyway, let me introduce you to Janet Wright of Floorplay Socks. Hi, Janet, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Let's talk about socks.
Let's talk.
Now, I went into your store. I was amazed the selection of socks that you have, but something caught my eye. You told me that a sock that you have was waterproof. I won't mention the price right now, I'll let you do that. Tell me about that waterproof sock that makes it so special.
So I carry a brand of socks out of England called Silkskin, and they have a variety of socks, some compression, some hiking, some everyday socks, but they also have a 100% waterproof sock. So if you're going hiking and you're going to be trudging through lakes or rivers, put this sock inside your boot. Your feet will stay dry the entire time.
Really?
When you're done at the end of the day, just hang them up somewhere. They'll stay dry. You can wash them. They'll be dry and ready in a few minutes. You can wear them again. They are a phenomenal sock.
What are they made of?
Oh, don't ask me that. Neoprene, I think.
But they're waterproof anyway.
They're waterproof, 100%. We sell quite a lot of them. They are not too thick. They're the same as a hiking sock would be, so they're not completely thick. They're not stylish. They almost are all black socks, but they do exactly what they say they're going to do. And we have many customers who will buy a pair, go for a hike, come back and say, these were phenomenal socks. I need another pair just so I have an extra pair to wear.
How far do they come up?
They come in two heights. They come in a crew height, which is just here, and then a little higher height. So if you're wearing a higher boot and you want to keep your foot dry, they do work.
And how long would they last?
They have a lifetime guarantee. So if you have any issues with the sock, just bring it back to us and we will provide you with a new fresh pair on the spot.
I've never heard of a lifetime guarantee for a sock.
So we have many socks with lifetime guarantee. All of our hiking socks have lifetime guarantees. We also carry a brand called Stance, and they have something called the Infinite line, and their Infinite line has a lifetime guarantee. So if you do get a hole in them, a rip, a tear, anything natural, not natural, anything natural, normal, everyday wear and tear, you bring them back to us. We are the only retailer in Canada who will take them back, and we will replace them on the spot, give you another pair of equal value if we don't have the exact same style. Alternately, if you don't want to give them to us, you can take them and email them a picture or email the actual sock back to Stance Canada. But we, as a retailer, feel that we need to provide this service to our customers, so bring them to us and we'll take care of the refund from our end, and you get your sock on the spot.
How do you tell people that? How do you tell people to come into the store and see these special socks with guarantees? I swear, most people don't know that they can get a guarantee for a sock.
So
it
for
must
us,
be expensive, though.
It's not expensive. Those socks range anywhere from $24 to $30, which for a quality sock is not a bad price.
Wow.
But for me, it's about educating our consumers. So my staff are not cashiers; they are educators. They are sock experts. They've all been into a training course where they learn about all the aspects of every brand we carry, not just Stance or Sealskin. So they know that when the person comes and they're buying this sock that has a lifetime guarantee, their job is to tell you, just to let you know, if you get a hole or any everyday normal wear and tear on those socks, please bring them back to us and we will provide you with another pair. It is a one-time only, so if you can't keep coming back and getting new socks, but after the first pair, if you do have another issue, you can go to the companies.
Really?
But we will take the first one back, no questions asked.
Well, what I thought was very interesting, one of the times I talked to you about socks, because they're so colorful, I had asked you, do they have, like you do with fashion show of socks? And you told me a story about a wedding where the people wore your socks. Tell me about that as a fashion statement.
We often sell socks for weddings. So, for example, the bridesmaids can dress up their dresses and they can, do their hair differently and be a little bit unique. But usually what happens at weddings now is the groomsmen are all wearing the same suit with a matching tie. Yeah. But then they get socks. And the socks really add some pizzazz, some color, some fashion to what they're wearing. And there's two different schools of thoughts, and we provide, whatever the customer wants. Either they all wear the same, or they all wear their unique style in socks, and then they take a picture and it goes into the album, and all the groomsmen are pulling up their pants and showing off their socks.
Great idea.
It's wonderful, and it's a very inexpensive gift that the groom can do for their groomsmen. And then we ask if they do not mind, and we understand we're not a top priority, but just send me a picture because I like to look at them.
Yeah, of course.
They're huge for weddings now.
That's a terrific
And weddings
idea.
are back again, right? So people are starting to have weddings. And yes, we sell a lot of socks for weddings.
How many different kinds of socks do you have?
I currently have 10,000 different pairs,
10,000.
10,000 different styles of socks in my stores.
Oh my God, 10,000 socks.
10,000 different styles. So we have everything from a solid black sock that you might want to wear every day to a sock with pizza on it, or a sock with dogs. You can get your dog breed on a sock. We also have socks that are just nice, fancy looking, everyday, beautiful socks. And 10,000 socks currently.
I saw a pair of socks in your store that was quite intriguing. I was attracted to it because of the color, and it had a design. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a person or something on the sock. And I took it off the hanger, and I thought, oh, the other sock's different.
Yes.
So tell me about that. Two different pair of socks, but each one was different.
I always joke and say that when my children were little and wore different socks to school, it's because I hadn't had time to do laundry. Now, if you wear different socks, you're stylish. You're in fashion. So quite often the socks go together, but they're not identical, or they're completely opposite, but they match enough that you can wear them together. And it's become the trend to wear two different socks. As long as I've been in business, which is over 11 years now, we've had brands that do two matching but different socks in a package. We've, over the years, also had brands that will do 3 socks rather than 2 in a pair, and they're mix match, so you can wear whichever 2 you want. We still have them for children, but the adult ones, unfortunately, have been discontinued. But it was a great idea. You get 3 different socks, and you can mix and match however you want. So one day you might feel like wearing sock 1 and 2, and the next day sock 2 and 3, or 1 and 3, whatever. We still have them in children's socks, which is even better because children lose socks. So even if they lose 1 sock in the trio, you'll have a pair left.
So you have children's socks as well?
We do. We carry children's novelty socks. So we have socks for kids with dinosaurs. We have socks for kids with pizza and dogs and cats. I only carry a sock that I feel is a good quality sock. So we do carry Socksmith, which is a brand that we like. We also have superhero socks for kids. We also do matching socks for Father's Day, father and son sock, or for Mother's Day, mother and daughter, so that you can match up your socks. So we do socks, you can do men, women, and children, or mom, dad, and kid, or mom and kid, whatever. And you can match them up, and you can all wear the same socks. I always joke and say, you don't want to wear the same clothes, it's kind of tacky, but same socks is kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. Janet, tell me about the quality of your sock. It's a high-end quality sock.
I don't carry any sock that I wouldn't wear myself. Every brand of sock in my store, I've received a sample or a pair before we carry them. I wear them, I wash them, I wear them again, I wash them again. It might not be me actually wearing them. I might give them to one of my staff members or somebody, but they have to be worn and washed twice, and they have to survive and come out looking fresh. A lot of the socks we carry do not recommend putting them in the dryer, but I don't have time nor patience to not put clothes in the dryer to hang up socks. So I do dry everything we have, and I guarantee that anything that I've suggested you put in the dryer on a low light will not shrink.
What's the difference then between a low-price sock and a high-priced, high-quality sock?
So one of the major differences is seams on the inside. So have you ever put a sock on and your baby toe gets stuck in a thread? That's just not acceptable. That's totally annoying and just not a sock I would carry. Seams across the top, the insole, a lot of people find tactilely that's very annoying. I actually find it annoying. So most of my socks, I'd say 90% of them do not have that toe seam here. So you put your foot in. A lot of our socks have built-in arch supports. They have reinforced and padded heels and toes. So you should not be wearing through them very quickly. They should be lasting you a very long time. And the most important thing is that I stand behind anything I sell. So even if it doesn't have a lifetime guarantee, if you're not happy with it early on, 5 years down the road, I'm sorry, but early on you get home and you just wear it out and you come back and see me and we'll make it right.
I bought a pair of socks. I mean, I like socks. I wear them too. Not today, though. But I bought a pair of socks. I can't remember where I bought the socks from, but I bought them because I liked the design on the sock. Took them home. I wore them twice. And after the second time I wore them, and they had been washed in between.
Right.
But the heel of the sock was almost bare.
So had you bought that, it's because it's not a good quality and you're rubbing it. So had you bought that sock from me after wearing it only twice, we would give you another pair. We would make it correct. I don't want any of my customers to not be happy. The one thing we had talked about before that I pride myself on is that I believe Floorplay Socks provides our customers with the best customer service out there. So we want to educate you on the sock. We want to serve you on the sock. We want to remember you the next time you come back and know what you bought and make sure that, if you liked it, that we can provide you with the same sock in a different color, a different style. But the difference between going to one of the department stores and buying a big bag of sock, I always tell people, is you may get 10 pairs of socks for $30, or you can come to Floorplay and buy one pair for $25 or $30. But how many of those bags are you buying in a year? And that pair of socks you bought from me, you're still hopefully wearing them in 5 years. We carry a brand that I really like called Celestine. I like to wear a thinner sock. I wear a lot of boots. Today I'm wearing a similar kind of sock, so it's like a nylon. They are $21, which is a lot for one pair of socks. I've had some of those socks for 9 and 10 years.
Really?
And I wear them constantly. So they're beautiful patterns. They look like a piece of art on your feet. They're gorgeous socks. And I will stand behind them. So if you have an issue with them, you're going to come back and see me. You can go to one of the department stores and you can buy like 10 for $10. I used to do that before I had my store. And I would wear them once and that would be it. This way you can spend the money, you can love your sock. Nothing worse than having a pair of socks you really like and they get a hole in them and you can't wear them anymore.
So in other words, it's better to pay a better price for a sock because it will last you. You've got the quality.
It's better to buy quality.
Good when it's on the foot. And the chances are that it won't rub against your shoe.
That's right. It won't wear out near as fast. All socks will eventually wear out as does everything we wear. But a sock from Floorplay should not wear out quickly.
Janet, when your customers come into your store, do you have them on a email program, or
we do?
How do you keep in touch with those customers?
We do newsletters every 2 weeks out to any customer who has allowed us to have their emails. We sell online, and when you buy from us online, the first question it asks is, would you like to subscribe to our newsletter? So we're constantly informing our customers of new stock that's coming in. It comes to their inbox with a direct link to our webpage. Also, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have TikTok. We're most active on Instagram. And it's just showing you what we have that's new so you can come by.
But you've got other stores as well, don't you?
I have 4 stores. 3 in the city of Toronto, 1 at the Distillery District, 1 at Yonge and Eglinton, and then I also have a store on Lock Street in Hamilton.
Oh, and they're still called Floorplay?
They're exactly the same store. The Distillery store is the largest store square footage, but otherwise they all look exactly the same.
Really?
Give or take. We do cater a little bit to the neighborhood. So for example, at Yonge and Eglinton, where we have a customer who maybe likes a little more conservative sock, we may have more of it there. Queen Street, where we have the customer who may be a little more flamboyant and like more colorful socks, we'll carry a bit more there. And the Distillery is a great example where we get our tourists. So we have Canada socks, we have Toronto socks, we have streetcar socks, things like that.
Which store did you open first?
Queen Street West.
Oh, you did?
Yes, that's my first store. And my office is there. Queen Street West is now hitting its 11th year.
Wow. How did you do during the pandemic?
We are very lucky that I have some very loyal customers. And what we did is we sold online, or you could pick up only at our Queen Street location because it was the only one that I could have staff at. Pre-booked, you would book a time and we would be there. We also, for the first time and the only time, we swung away a little bit from socks just for a moment, and we sold masks. And we sold masks that matched your socks. So we no longer obviously are carrying masks, but really I think it's our loyal customer who saved us during the lockdowns, honestly.
Well, I have to tell you, I loved your store when I went in, and I saw because it's so colorful with all the designs you have.
Oh, that's great
You
to
know,
hear.
I've never seen so many different designs and colors, you know, and I think color is important as well.
I do too, especially you're wearing, like I'm wearing all black too, you're wearing all black too,
Yeah.
but if I was wearing this, maybe a little pop of color in
Yeah.
my socks is kind of a nice thing
exactly.
to have. I have a repeating customer who's a judge, a judge in the city of Toronto, and he said when it's really boring and he's wearing his robe and he's got his suit on underneath, he just looks at his socks and he'll wear the funniest, craziest socks, and he's happy as a lark for those few minutes. So it kind of, it's a nice way to individualize your look,
Exactly.
especially in corporate world.
Well, you know, Janet, sock it to me now has a different connotation. Now that I've been in your store, now that I've talked with you, unfortunately, we have to come to a close. And I have to say, it's been really lovely having you here.
Wonderful, thank you
And
so much.
finding out about all the different things about socks, which I never knew about either. So once again, thank you. I do hope you will
Thank
come
you
back
for-
and see us again.
Yes, thank you.
And I'll mention your website, which is ilovesocks.com, right?
Yes.
And the BIA website, of course, you will find Janet in both places. So once again, thank you very much, Jen.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
My
Thanks.
pleasure.